What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the best high school football show here in New Jersey, the Garden Statement. I'm your host, Nery Rodriguez with NJ Athletics. What another weekend for high school football here in New Jersey. Millville letting it be known they are the Group 4 team to be in the South. And shout out to all of our non-public guys going over to New York and representing NJ so well. They all got big wins. PCTI, East Orange, St. Thomas Aquinas, and Phillipsburg among the teams keeping the train rolling this week. We have an exciting interview with State Liner quarterback Jett Genovese coming up later in the show. But first, let's recap Friday night where I was out in Woodbridge for a great showdown between the Barons and Plainfield. Coach Joe George in his first season with the team looking for a 3-0 start, and Woodbridge worked for it early on as Plainfield relentless Joel Cordoba with a great grab, putting Plainfield ahead 12-6 late in the second quarter. But just before the half, Jameer Beal finding pay dirt, he'll give the Barons a 13-12 lead, and he was just getting started. Beal would finish this one with 4 rushing touchdowns for 127 yards. And can't forget about quarterback Derek Anderson, 10-12 passing for 190 yards. He also had a passing touchdown and a rushing score. This 32-yard TD putting him at 81 rushing yards on the night, and Woodbridge would walk away with a convincing 41-26 win. Coach Joe George, who came over from South Brunswick and won titles with the Vikings years ago, seems to be ushering a new era here in Woodbridge, and the Barons seem bought in. We caught up with Jameer Beal and Coach Joe George afterwards.
All right, here with our player of the game, Jameer Beal. Tell me, how's it feel to get this big win over Plainfield?
It feels good, you know. I just want to appreciate my teammates. My teammates did everything to help me get in the end zone and just play the full game. Coming off last 2 weeks, been cramping a lot, and just getting back healthy and just doing what I could do on the field.
So 4 touchdowns for you tonight. When you woke up this morning, did you think that was going to be the play for you?
Listen, I try to think that every game, anybody can have a breakout game, and anybody could be me, and Brian Anderson, any of my teammates. So I thought about it. You got to vision it. Visioning it is good.
And, you know, you go from one great coach to literally a legend and Coach George. Just talk about what the vibe has just been like so far having him as the HC.
I mean, both of them are just great mentors, you know. They both come and teach me like I'm their own son, you know, and just making sure I'm good mentally and physically.
All right, I'm here with the legend, Coach Joe George. Tell me, how does it feel to be 3-0?
It feels great. It really does. This was a very hard-fought game. I think we responded very well. We came back each time, and obviously I think we were able to, in the second, third, and fourth quarter, move the ball on the ground. Derek had an outstanding game throwing the ball. Brian Anderson, again, just his normal stuff. He's played every play, offense, defense, and special teams in all 3 games. Has not come off the field yet. So very happy, very proud of the way our young guys responded.
Yeah, and complimentary football, like you say, it's really hard to just pick one player of the game. Obviously, Jameer with 4 rushing touchdowns. Derek at the quarterback and Brian playing lights out defense. He locked down number 12 over there. Just talk about the overall play of this team.
No, and that's it. I think we're really starting to gel in understanding the team concept. And listen, that quarterback is a son of a gun to try to have to tackle. It looks like, oh, you know, sack him, but it's a lot harder. And he's very athletic, he's very big. This is the kind of game we expected. We didn't, you know, this wasn't going to be easy. And did I expect 41 points? Nah, not really, but we'll take it, and only in 3 quarters, so.
So you come over from South Brunswick. Obviously, it's a little bit of a transition, but it seems like you've had a warm reception from not only the players, the community, but the staff as well. Just talk about what it's been like here so far in Woodbridge.
It has been just what you said, very warm. The day, you know, middle of May when I got here, it's really been, you know, just a great place. And one of the reasons I looked into Woodbridge, everybody I spoke to said, hey, you know, it's really a good place, good football, good school, good community, and it's been nothing but that for me.
All right, Coach George, really appreciate you. Big Central Conference. Did you really think you weren't going to see this guy again? Congratulations on being 3-0.
I appreciate it. Yeah, BCC.
Always great catching up with Coach. And speaking of coaches, interesting storyline heading into week 2 this past weekend. John Fiore let go from Elizabeth for apparent recruiting violations after the team started 2-0. Enter interim head coach Austin Holman. The team did fall to Westfield this week. We reached out to Holman for a comment. We will be conducting an interview in the upcoming weeks, but for now, we will try to just keep you up to date on that story. Moving along to our interviews, we start off with Phillipsburg, who is now 2-0 to start the season, and the Stateliners are one of the hottest teams in Group 4 this year. They have a big matchup against Ridge this Friday, and we caught up with quarterback Jett Genovese to talk everything P-Burg. All right, let's welcome in our next guest. He is the starting quarterback for the Phillipsburg Stateliners, Jett Genovese. Welcome to the Garden Statement.
Thank you for having me on there. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Congratulations on your 2-0 start. P-Burg with two very large margin wins. Tell me, what's been the success for you guys so far?
Yeah, we've played two good opponents. Westfield we beat last year in the playoffs. Hunter and Central, they're an in-division team. We took care of business. The regular season we should. We know that's very important to us, but we certainly are focused on the playoffs when they come around. So we got to get our business done in the regular season. That's usually how it is over here. We are pretty good in the regular season. Then we get to the playoffs where it really gets crucial for us. So we're taking care of business right now. Just got to keep it moving week by week, and we got a great opponent in Ridge this week.
Absolutely, and we'll get into that matchup. Before we start talking about offense, 17 points. That's all you guys have given up so far. I know you guys always preach, dig and just toughness, and it all starts with defense. What can you just say about the Stateliner defense early on in the season here?
Yeah, we've been great. I think our secondary has been awesome. We had a good test week 1 against Westfield. They are a very good team. They torched us last year in the playoffs. I think we really answered them really well. Hunter and Central, it was great to see a shutout for the first time in 2 years. So, that's always what Coach Duffy preaches. So, our defense, we need to be the best unit. We know that. We have a lot of newcomers up front, but we're still very confident in whoever we have out there. At linebacker, we got a new guy at the defensive end. We have some new guys. Matt's playing in the secondary now. We got a great transfer from PA and Jason. Felix at safety is great for us. So we got a lot of playmakers. Me, myself playing defense. We got a lot of playmakers all around the board. I think a lot of guys that have bought into, going both ways or doing whatever it takes to get a win.
Yeah, that's great. And, like I said, congrats on your success so far. 5 touchdowns for you, 4 passing, one rushing. And you're also playing on defense. I expect nothing less, not only from you, but just, P-Burg in general. For those who don't know, just talk about, what it's like to put on that Stateliner uniform every Friday night.
Yeah, it's special. I don't think it's anything that you can experience anywhere else. We have a lot of passionate fans, a lot of old comers that, show out on Friday night for us. A lot of people that really want to see us succeed. It's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure from the community to succeed. And, when we don't win, we hear about it. We get around 5,000 people each night. So Friday nights are special. Coming out every night is something like I haven't experienced ever. I remember when I was on the sidelines when we played St. Joe's Montville, and that was a game on a 2-day schedule, and we played St. Joe's Montville, and almost we're competing with them in the fourth quarter. So it just shows you our community is so special, the people around it, and the players and the coaches, how much the coaches care. They care a lot about Phillipsburg. There's all people who played here. Coach Duffy played here. A lot of our coaches played here. Our offensive coordinator played here. So, they're very bought into the program, very passionate about, Phillipsburg and the Dig culture, which really translates to the players and shows how much we care about it.
Yeah, and I've spent a lot of time there extensively. So, for anybody who never has been to Maloney on Friday night, you need to. It's something special, very unique. Let's kind of reel it into this year again. Like I said, you're off 5 touchdown start. You guys are one of the, in my opinion, one of the clear front runners in Group 4 this year. Now, taking that step from Group 5 to Group 4, did that affect you guys at all?
It irks us that we didn't get those 2 wins in the past 2 seasons. We fell short multiple times, against 2 great teams. It is kind of interesting because we were really chasing a Group 5 state title in 22. West Orange came in and really handled us, and then Union City last year was a really physical team and they beat us. So it kind of hurts us that we couldn't play those teams again, possibly have the chance to play those teams again, but we still have to go out there and play in Group 4, which has some great teams. North Highlands is a great team. Mount Olive is a great team. So the competition is not going to get any worse. But we had teams that were up to that level. TRN, we scrimmaged. That's a incredible program. So I think it's I don't know how to look at it, but I mean it is what it is. We were kind of disappointed to an extent because we want to play the best of the best. But I think we're still excited for Group 4, see what we can do when the playoffs come around.
Yeah, and luckily, I mean, you still have a lot of these formidable opponents that you guys are familiar with. And, no secret, but I'm gonna pop out this Friday to see you guys versus Ridge. So I'm excited to see you guys in person. Just talk a little bit about that matchup and what we can expect from the State Liners and the Red Devils.
Yeah, I mean they're a high quality opponent. They've played us tough the past 2 seasons. I've been suited up for varsity 3 seasons, and they came out to the goal line my freshman year. So they're a very good team. They're very physical. They do wing T, so we know what to expect. But they haven't. The last time they beat us was like 24 years ago. So, it's been a while. So, they know they're itching for it. It's good. It's going to be a great game. I know they're excited. We're excited for it. So, we got to put that stuff behind us. It's just an opponent, and we're excited for it. I'm sure they're excited for it over there. And it should be a really good game.
Yeah. Now, like I said, you guys have come very close these last 2 seasons. So I'm sure, state championship or bust. Just, I guess, not looking too far ahead. What do you think it's going to take for this group to be successful when, late in the year?
It's crazy because, the past 2 seasons we felt really good going into those sectional weeks, and we got shut down, and it's tough because you work so hard for the moments like that all season. We look so good, and then teams come in and they beat us on our home turf. It's something that you never forget. You remember that feeling, and I really remember that feeling this year, especially because the seniors. How much I played with the past 2 senior classes, and it meant a lot to me that we couldn't get it done. So I'm very excited for this group. I think we have a very special group that's hungry for that. A state title is really what we want. Obviously we beat East in the past 2 years, and we can't neglect that game. But we're chasing a state title. We want to win a state title here. We want to be the undisputed champ in Group 4, and I think we have a very good chance to do it. We got a lot of great guys to do it, but we know the competition's only going to get better. We have great opponents coming out. West Orange is a great opponent. October 4th. So that's a team that beat us back in 2022 in the sectional final. Ridge this week, obviously, no one's a slouch. We have a really tough 4 games coming up. Hillsborough, obviously, St. Joe's Metuchen, those are great teams. So we know we have to take it week by week, be confident with ourselves, believe in ourselves, and I truly think we can get the job done.
Yeah, and you went right into my next question there perfectly. For anyone who doesn't know, we're talking about the Phillipsburg Easton Thanksgiving game, which is another spectacle. If you've never been, you need to. They play Lafayette College, and it sells out. It's almost as important as the state championship in Peaburg, but just touch upon that game a little bit for those who don't know.
Yeah, it's special. I don't think there's anything like it. Everyone else is playing for a state title, obviously, and, the number one goal for us is, to beat Easton. But, we've beaten them the past 2 years. We went a long time without beating them. It was like 7 years. So, to beat them the past 2 years and then to come up short, it's like, what are we working for here? We have that, we know we have that game in our back pocket. So we know we have to focus on each week, is important. Obviously you get to Easton week, it's a different type of vibe, the practices are different. The past 2 years it's been the seniors' last practice, so you understand that there is no tomorrow. Like, this is it for them. But it's something special. It's really something special. How 15,000 people come out on Thanksgiving morning to watch us play. Their community is really harps on it, and it's intense. It's very intense. It's something that you can't experience somewhere else. I don't think a state title game has 15,000 people. I'm sure if we're in it, we'll have a ton of people. I'm sure we'll have close to that number, but it's unique. You have to be there to experience it. Walking out, seeing all those people in the stands on Thanksgiving for you it's incredible. It's something like no other.
Yeah, and you've been fortunate enough to be a part of a lot of those memories. Like you said, 3 years suiting up on varsity. And you guys, I think the program just does such a good job, like you said, making players go both ways, offense and defense. And it seems like you get guys starting very young, because I come back here, I think some of these guys are already graduating based on how much time they've seen the field. And they still have another year or two. What do you think it is about Phillipsburg that just breeds, tough, just great football players?
I think it's different. With the fact that I feel like our guys are so passionate. Some of the guys like Xavier back in 2022, he was just like one of the best leaders I've ever met in my entire life. Just the way he went about everything. He was so special. The way he led, the way he set the tone with the example, and Coach Duffy pushed him to the max because he knew he was our best player. But he played cornerback and running back, and he was elite at each position. So you have Matt going both ways this year. Benny went both ways last year. I'm going both ways. I think it just shows a lot about our team, that we're willing to fight for what we have. We don't have the tallest kids. We're a really small team. So it's kind of crazy to that fact about how small we are and the success we've had, but we have a lot of heart. So I think that goes a long way. But we'll see what happens this year. I'm very confident in the guys that we have, especially since we have our athletes going both ways.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, any parting words, and what does the rest of the state need to know about Phillipsburg?
We're hungry. We haven't won those games in that sectional final. I think a lot of people are doubting us. Rightfully so. We have no problem with that. We've been doubted before. You can doubt us all you want, but I think we're going to put our best foot forward going forward. We truly have the guys for it. We're chasing that state title. We want that state title. We want to be the undisputed champs of New Jersey Group 4. So we know what it takes. It's going to take a lot. We're going to have a lot of injuries. We're going to have some stuff happen, but I think we got the group for it. We're a hungry group. People can sleep on us all they want. They can put us wherever we want in the rankings. It doesn't matter, because, the guys in the building is all that matters, and the care for each other to go out there on Friday night and try to do what we need to do to get to that level. And I got faith in our guys that we can do that each week, and especially this week against Ridge.
Well, Jett, good luck this week. Like I said, we'll be there in person, so I'll be sure to stop by, give everybody my best, and I think we'll see a state line. I think we'll see state line or hardware before we see Coach Duffy crack a smile here. So we'll see how that plays out. Jett, thank you so much for stopping by, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Nery. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, our next guest is the star wide receiver for the Winslow Eagles, and he'll be at Wisconsin next year. Let's welcome in Cam Miller.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great, Cam. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
So the Eagles are off to a 3-0 start. Tell me, how's senior year going so far?
It's going pretty smooth. Definitely proud of the guys that we got, the group of kids we got working hard every day in practice. Definitely a great group. So like you said, we're starting off strong, and just looking, forward to keeping it up.
Yeah, and I know you have a lot of attention on you this year. How are you just kind of keeping level-headed and staying focused on the task at hand?
Not letting the outside get to me, media, all types of things like that. Just, like you said, just staying level-headed, just working hard every day, and believing in my talent.
Yeah, so we're going to focus on obviously, this year, but going back to last year, I know the season didn't end the way you guys wanted to. You lost to a very good mainland team, and the schedule is not going to be easier for you this year. What were some of the takeaways from last year, and what are you guys really emphasizing early on in 2024?
Definitely finish strong. Finishing stronger, playing, together as a team. I mean, we did last year, but just play, a little bit better, and just eliminating the mistakes. Honestly, just eliminating the mistakes that that we had last year, and becoming a complete team.
Yeah, this week you got St. Augustine coming up. Obviously, they're the big non-public in South Jersey. Just tell me what the Eagles are doing to prepare for the Hermits.
Working hard, working hard. Just film studies, working hard, just making sure we go out there and play ball. Honestly, it's just about playing ball. Just going out there playing ball, making plays, celebrating with your guys, and just playing as a team.
Yeah, we're still early on here in the season, and I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but Group Four, man. Before we even get into statewide, just that South Group Four is very competitive. Just talk about the group and division conference, everything that Winslow kind of has to go through this year.
It's a lot of competition. We love it. Excuse me. It's a lot of competition, and we're loving every bit of it. We know that we have to work hard every single week. We know that we're getting into the tough part of our schedule. We're versing a lot of heavy hitters, and like I said before, we're very aware of it, and we're just working, every single day to be able to, compete and win the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And whoever comes out of the South for Group Four is a very likely to win it all. Well, what do you think it is about? And they've definitely taken the step the last couple of years as well. What do you think it just is about South Jersey football? And just talk about how they've been able to not only hang with the northern schools, but reign supreme here.
Definitely made a climb in South Jersey football. A lot of the guys, a lot of teams are, shooting up. A lot of talent within the state, and I just love it. I love it. It's the state of Jersey. We all doing our thing, and it's a good thing to see, honestly.
Yeah, and you got a great offer. Congratulations, by the way, on your commitment to Wisconsin. Did you catch any of that game versus Bama this past weekend?
I did. I watched it. It was hard, but you win some, you lose some. It's just how you react, and how we react to the next week, and it's on to the next week. You leave the past in the past, and we gonna be good for sure.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to most about playing college ball?
Everything. The fans playing in front of what, thousands on thousands of fans, and just being there with different group of guys and getting to know people all over, and building relationships that I never knew I needed.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And before you head out, obviously, we want before you head off to college, obviously, senior year, Winslow, great school spirit, and like I said, South Jersey football. It doesn't matter which school you go to; everybody wants to go to those big games. I'm sure you'll have a lot of people out when you verse Millville. Um, you know, what are you looking forward to most about senior year, and what have you been enjoying so far?
Definitely looking forward to going out with a bang. Leaving senior year with a mark, and I'm just overall excited just about everything. The team we have, the hard work we put in. It's just and leading by example. Being the leader that I need to be for my team. It's just all coming together, and it's great to see, honestly.
Yeah, and speaking of your schedule, you really do got some heavy hitters here. I mean, you got St. Augustine this week, then you got Millville to follow that up. You got both Camdens, and no matter what, those are always gonna be a tough out, regardless if they're gonna make run in the playoffs. Then you got Mainland and Cherokee. Literally, that is probably the toughest schedule in the state. What's going to be the most important thing for the Eagles here? The rest of the year.
Staying focused, being disciplined, um, like I said before, working hard in practice every day, making sure everybody get 1%, no bones cutting corners, and I'm just playing together as a team. We play together as a team. It's great things come behind that. So just being all just working together and doing what we have to do on and off the field.
And what's something that you're really stressing to these guys this year? You're the senior leader that they're looking up to.
Making sure that they handling business on and off the field. Just as good as you on the field, you have to do the same off the field.
Absolutely, brother. Before you get out of here, do you have any parting words? And what is something the rest of the state needs to know about the Eagles?
We don't really do. We ain't gonna say too much. We're just working hard. We coming.
All right, Cam Miller. Good luck this week and the rest of the year. I'm sure you'll be graced our airwaves soon enough. And best of luck to you, brother.
Yes, sir. Best of luck.
Really appreciate all those guys stopping by. And like I said, you can catch me at Phillipsburg at Ridge on Friday. But let's jump into week 3. Now, one of the easiest calls for Friday night is obviously Seton Hall Prep at DePaul. But don't be afraid to check out Old Bridge at South Brunswick. The Vikings are 3-0. And they can really make some noise in the BCC. Now, building off that, great South Jersey matchup, St. Augustine at Winslow. That's about to be a movie. Franklin taking on St. Thomas Aquinas. And St. Joseph Metuchen heading over to Elizabeth. We'll see if Coach Holman can get his first win as HC over there for the Minutemen. Bridgewater Raritan trying to right the ship against Hunterdon Central, Sagerville, and Hillsborough. Not the best start for both teams, but both will be tough outs in Group 5 this year. Rawway at Somerville is always a good matchup. Nottingham, Hopewell Valley. How about Hopewell Valley taking down Notre Dame 47-21? We got a young Piscataway team taking on Ridgewood. Millville, Washington Township is a great West Jersey Football League matchup. And let me just say, Lotzier Brooks, he'd be number 1 on my fantasy draft board if we did it for high school. I mean, geez, no doubt about it. This is the number 1 receiver in New Jersey for sure. And another great South Jersey matchup on the schedule, Cherokee at Mainland. Definitely check that one out if you can. And my fault, before I go any further, I don't want to disrespect everybody playing on Thursday. That Salem Glassboro is about to be a movie. And shout out to my guys Denellen. I might have to pop out. I've done plenty of those games before. Destroyers, you know what's up. But let's jump to Saturday. Camden East Side, Lenape. Shawnee, Rancocas Valley. Princeton taking on Hamilton West. Shout out to the Little Tigers. They're 1-2. It's a great start for them. Obviously, the big guys. Bergen Catholic taking on Pope John. Lions with the chance for the biggest upset of the year if they get that one. Montclair East Orange should be a battle. Woodbridge Colonia, battle of the 2 3-0 teams. Crosstown rivalry game. Definitely got to pop out to that one. Paramus Catholic taking on St. Joe's Montvale. The Paladins, if they could pull that one off, that'd be huge. And the one I'm more than likely popping out to on Saturday, Del Barton at St. Peter's Prep. I think that's going to be a great test for both teams. And shout out to everybody going this week. Well, just like that, we're gearing up for another week here for New Jersey high school football. Please let us know below what you thought of today's show. What are some games you're excited to see and where you're headed to? And wherever you're popping out to, please be safe. And we'll see you back here next week. For NJ Athletics and the Garden Statement, I'm Nery Rodriguez.